Today, I'm going to illustrate why it is that 80% of new traders lose money and quit trading after a few months to a year. Welcome back. My name is Doug from digitalcurrencytraders.com. Thank you for joining me in another tutorial video. To illustrate why it is that most traders fail, I'm going to paraphrase a training course that I took back in the 1980s by Peter Lowe. I've adapted it here to provide new crypto traders with a perspective on the level of preparation that's actually needed for success in trading. Maybe you lost money trading cryptos because of the way you learned how to trade. If you are like I was when I first started out, you set about learning how to trade from books, from video tutorials, from online forums, and from social media personalities who had a large following. Then you transferred money into an exchange, probably the exchange that social media person recommended, and you were ready to place some trades based on the patterns that you've learned. Maybe you were like me, and you told yourself, don't worry if you take a little loss, it's only your first trade, what do you expect? Then you did what you said, you put on a few trades, and maybe they started well, and you got a few good trades and a few bad trades, but then perhaps you had a good trade that turned into a big loss. Then what happened? The fear of failure, the fear of loss comes in, and now we're not sure what to do next. Now, what's the problem with the way we started out learning how to trade cryptos? What is the problem that most traders have when they first start out? Let's analyze it. The problem is not that you don't know chart patterns. You've studied many of them. The problem is not that you're not paying attention to the markets. You're watching the charts all day and probably all night. The problem is you did not have a specific plan in advance for what to do in this trading situation. Would you learn to fly a plane that way? Now imagine if we tried to teach someone to fly a plane that way. The instructor would get into the cockpit beside you and he would say, look, here are all the controls and here's how they work. Now I'm going to get out of the plane and you give it a try. Don't worry if you crash. It's only your first time. What do you expect? Ridiculous, isn't it? And yet, most of us learn to trade cryptos this way. When flying becomes a procedure, it ceases to be a problem. In the same way, when trading becomes a procedure, it ceases to be a problem. When you or I go into a trading situation without a clear plan, and the market comes up with an unexpected move, we don't know how to handle it. We don't have anything to pick from in our minds. We draw a blank in our mind and we say, now what? And that's where the failure comes in. That's where the fear comes in when you're trading. Okay, imagine you had written trading plans for this unexpected market move. It would be simple to pick that strategy, wouldn't you agree? Before you start flying an airplane, you must practice all of the emergency procedures, and the same thing is true with trading. We must program our minds with all of the risk control skills that we need to survive the dangers of trading. Once we have our risk control procedures memorized, all we need to do for success is pick the appropriate skill for the given situation before us. It's like a wrestler. An Olympic wrestler may have thousands of different moves, perfectly memorized and practiced. That's where their confidence, that's where their ability, that's where their speed, and that's where their timing comes from. When the opponent tries a move to capture the arm in a lock, the wrestler is not going to protect his legs, is he? No, he'll counter with a move that'll help protect himself from that arm lock. And if the opponent attempts a leg lock, then our wrestler will counter the move on his legs. That means the wrestler never goes into a match with a canned strategy. That does not mean that the fight strategy isn't planned. And it's the same thing with trading. We can never go into a situation with a canned trading strategy. Every situation is different and every market can change without warning. It doesn't mean that we can't plan our trading strategies. And like that wrestler, we can learn all the skills that we need and practice them over and over and over again before we go into the competition match. When we are prepared in advance for trading the live markets, we can simply access the appropriate skill for the given market situation. Can you imagine a surgeon in the middle of a delicate operation, and then they wonder, what do I do next? Of course not. She knows exactly what to do every step of the way. Every single movement she makes is carefully planned and practiced. Not one single thing can be left up to chance. Successful cryptocurrency trading demands the same planning, practice, and precision. No experienced crypto trader will go into a trade and leave the outcome to chance. The super pro in trading knows exactly what to do, just like the surgeon, just like the airplane pilot, just like that Olympic wrestler. Before you start trading, you must have a memorized and well-practiced plan for every step of the trade, for every stop loss, for every profit target, every step along the way. The most important principle in trading. I want to share a very important principle of trading. I learned this when I worked my way up to become a black belt karate instructor. As an analogy, to help you relate to the level of preparation you need for successful trading in cryptocurrencies, let me tell you about the front kick. The front kick is one of the most basic techniques that you'll learn as a beginning karate student. You can learn everything you need to know about a proper front kick in less than 10 minutes. It really is that simple. All you need to know is how to stand properly, how to pick up your knee, how to extend your leg and hold your foot properly for impact, how to pull your leg back quickly so your opponent can't grab it, and how to put your foot back down to the ground for good balance. I can teach you all that in just a few minutes, but you know without me telling you that it takes much longer to learn how to do a front kick properly so that it would be effective to use in a self-defense situation. This is why, and it's important to understand this. Write this down and then underline it. In times of stress, we revert to habit. As you can imagine, if we were in a real self-defense situation, it would be a time of stress, wouldn't it? And at that moment in time, we are going to revert to habit. We simply don't have time to review the karate class on front kick and find out what to do. No, your safety right now depends on being able to do that front kick without a hesitation and then turn with balance and run to escape from danger. Instead of just taking 5 or 10 minutes to teach you how to do a front kick, a good karate instructor will plan out how to drill for skill over a period of time. Over time, a student will practice a front kick hundreds of times over months and years of training to drill for skill so that these motor skills actually become hardwired into our brain. They become habit through repetition and practice. It's the exact same thing with trading cryptos. When we put on a new trade and it does something unexpected, it is a time of stress for us, isn't it? And at that moment in time, the fight or flight reflex is going to kick in. Adrenaline will be released, and the neocortex of the brain is going to put our strongest habit into action. This is why I recommend that you focus on one trading strategy. Because if we have not learned the trading rules and the risk control rules, and then practiced them, if we do not drill for skill by repeating this trading strategy over and over until all the parts of it become a habit, then we're simply not going to use the trading rules correctly at the right time. Have you ever looked back after a trade is closed and said, "Oh, if only I have done that, what a difference it would have made"? You see, in trading, it's not what you know that counts. It's what you do as a habit. Often, it is of no value to you to just know several different trading patterns, indicators, and risk control strategies. Your key to success in trading is to follow your trading rules spontaneously as a habit whenever you're managing your positions. So start with laser focus on one strategy and get really good at it before adding more skills to your trading toolbox. The way you can give this video series more power right now is to take out your trading notebook and start writing some notes on why it's important to drill for skill. This way you can personally master the trading methods and the risk control strategies and use them as a habit. Thank you so much for joining me in another video in this series. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notifications when the next videos are coming out in the series. And if you are actively trading cryptocurrencies, be sure to check out our data services and our premium membership over on the website. Thanks again. Trade safe and keep those losses small.